Khamzat's causing more chaos. Khamzat Chimaev missed weight by essentially 7.5 pounds.
It started to look like he's having some weight difficulties.
How did you miss weight by that much?
Hey, this is shut up, guys.
Everybody, I'm gonna smash everybody. How many fighters in the MMA division? I'm gonna smash all the whole division.
So remind me, when you moved to Sweden, you were how old?
19.
You were 19,
Yeah.
and you came with your mother.
Yeah.
And your brother was already here.
Yeah.
Living in this one apartment was who?
Me and my mom, my brother, sister.
Why did you want to make things better for her? Like, why was that so important to you?
She thinks always about us. She wants, like, you know, it's when I was young, you don't understand why she gives she's food to us. You know, like, she was waiting for us, like, we finished the food, and this is things she left, you know, she's eat this one.
Imagine being born in a country where war and violence were the order of the day. Surrounded by a world of adversity, nothing seemed normal growing up as a kid. 2 decades forward, a person who tackled hardships all of his life is now the biggest draw in the sport of mixed martial arts. As they say, tough times create tough men. We take a deeper dive into the life story of the Swedish mixed martial artist Khamzat Chimaev and his rigorous journey to the top. Born in 1994 in Chechnya, Russia, into a world of warfare, he was born on the cusp of the First Chechen War and raised during the Second Chechen War. These were trying times for Khamzat and especially the Chechen people, with constant threats of death and tragedy. Guerrilla warfare, suicide attacks, terrorism, and assassinations were common at the time in Chechnya. As all of this was not enough, Khamzat even recalls a time when he fell off the stairs at the age of 2, which gave him an infamous scar on his lip. To this day, he is unable to breathe from his right nostril. As wrestling is seen as a way of life in Chechnya, Chimaev was quickly established as one of the best junior wrestlers in the country since he started training at the age of 5. Growing up, Khamzat was also involved in many street fights, which motivated him even more. This led to him winning a bronze medal in a Russian World Championship at a junior level. While still a teenager, Khamzat's elder brother, who also used to wrestle, moved to Sweden in search of better opportunities. After a while, the whole family will travel to Sweden and live in a small village. Later on, they moved to Stockholm and lived in a small 2-room apartment. Being short of money and not having enough to feed the family, Khamzat, with his brother's help, will go to work in a poultry shop to make ends meet for the family. While walking around different areas of the city as he went to work, he would imagine and dream if he could one day move his family to a similar house. But little did he know that all his hardships and dedication would soon come to fruition. The volcano inside Chimaev was waiting to erupt, as he could not see himself working an ordinary job and following the same routine every day of his life. What motivated him more was the fight between Jose Aldo and Conor McGregor, where he knocked out the Brazilian in 13 seconds. Khamzat watched it on the television after he took a 15-minute break while working the night shift. This was the moment he decided to bet on himself and ask the question, if McGregor can do this and make millions, why can't I? And to be fair, he was not wrong. This time would prove it.
I see the guys, like, knock him out. I was thinking, if that guy did that, then why I'm not then do it?
Before moving to MMA full-time, he excelled with the talents he attained back in his homeland and started wrestling again. Chimaev wrestled for several clubs, including BK Athen. He was regarded as one of the best freestyle wrestlers in the country. He won gold medals at the 2016 and 2017 Swedish Freestyle National Championships at 86 kilograms and 92 kilograms in 2018. He was dominant throughout the tournament, going 12-0 overall with his one-sided scintillating performances. With his success in wrestling, it was time to step up in the world of MMA and make his dreams come true. He started training at the All-Star MMA gym, which was home to some of the UFC superstars such as Alexander Gustafsson and Ilir Latifi. A veteran fighter, Riza Madadi, helped him to hone his skills as he looked to improve his striking. Seeing his determination and hunger to succeed, the head coach of the gym and the owner permitted him to stay in one of the rooms inside their gym for free. Andreas Michael and Majid Shamash knew that they had a future star on their hands. In 2017, He made his amateur debut and won convincingly via Darce choke submission in round 2. He participated in another fight the same year and won once more through a guillotine choke in the second round. Khamzat competed in his final amateur match in April 2018 after a few months of training and preparation, and he was victorious with an amazing first-round TKO. After turning professional, he fought in a local MMA Swedish promotion and thrillingly dominated his opponents, going 2-0 as a fighter. Later on, he decided to join the Middle Eastern promotion Brave Combat Federation. It is safe to say that he went on a tear and manhandled every opponent which came his way. In 1 year, he managed to fight 4 times and got 4 finishes. His performances led him to a Brave CF welterweight title shot, but the event was postponed due to COVID. The postponed event came as a blessing in disguise, as it was time to finally show the world what the Chechen Wolf was made of. It was time for him to conquer the best MMA organization in the world, known as the UFC. All of the dreams, hard work, and sacrifices that Chimaev had to do were starting to yield results. Khamzat was prepared for the spotlight, as he was undefeated at 6-0 with a 100% finishing rate. He was undeniably on the UFC's radar and eagerly awaited a call to the main event. As predicted, UFC signed Chimaev in July 2020 when the organization was hosting fights in Abu Dhabi. The Wolf made his debut against an experienced John Phillips at middleweight after he came as a short-notice replacement for Dusko Todorovic. He went on to win the fight with ease after finishing his opponent in the second round. This performance also bagged him a Performance of the Night award. 10 days after his fight with Phillips, Chimaev faced promotional newcomer Rhys McKee at welterweight, which he won via technical knockout in the first round. He was awarded his second Performance of the Night bonus. Now he was finally catching the eye of President Dana White, who deemed him a top talent. He once again stepped inside the octagon in September 2020, where he made a highlight reel out of Gerald Meerschaft. He also knocked out the guy with the most submissions in UFC at middleweight inside 17 seconds. The Chechen-turned-Swede was on a roll, and the sky was the limit for him as he bagged 3 Performances of the Night bonuses within 66 days. The current welterweight champion Leon Edwards was reportedly next in line for Chimaev, but he again had to face a halt to his meteoric rise. His bout was cancelled on 4 occasions. This was undoubtedly a low point in his life, as COVID was the only thing that would stand between Chimaev and his goal. He felt so down that he even considered early retirement. The recovery from COVID took Chimaev a long time to return to the octagon. He finally made his comeback at UFC 267 against Li Jinglong in October 2021 and dominated him on the ground. He was even talking to Dana White whilst he was handling the leech. After his submission victory, he gave a spine-tingling post-fight interview in which he called himself a king and also threatened to kill anyone who comes in his way for the title.
Everybody, I come in for everybody, kill everybody, I'm the champ, I'm the king, kill everyone.
That was the moment Chimaev's stock started to blow through the roof. The path to greatness wouldn't get any easier for the Wolf, as it was expected that there would be a jump in competition. The UFC gave him a tough challenge at UFC 273 in the name of Gilbert Burns, a former title challenger. Many predicted that this was the fight that would showcase Chimaev's unrivaled skills, because it was the first time he was facing a guy who could stand and bang or wrestle with him. There was a lot of hype around the fight as Khamzat and Burns indulged in trash talk at a press conference. Burns was repeatedly told that he was too small for a fighter like Khamzat. Cometh the fight night, both the fighters indulged in a dogfight, with Burns and Khamzat both dropping each other. This was the first time Khamzat felt adversity inside the octagon. However, he still nicked a close decision victory, which could have gone either way. Even Khamzat acknowledged that the jump in competition humbled him, and to get to the title won't be easy as he thinks. After months of negotiations, the fight between Diaz and Chimaev was booked for September 10th at UFC 279. There was a lot of hype around this fight, as Khamzat was seen as a villain for going up against the fan favorite and the legend of the game, Nate Diaz. As fate would have it, Chimaev managed to become the supervillain as he missed weight during the official weigh-ins by 7.5 pounds. This unprofessionalism from the Wolf dismantled the whole card, and the fights had to be readjusted. Kevin Holland stepped up to fight Chimaev, while Tony Ferguson became Chimaev's replacement to fight Nate Diaz. He managed to finish Holland in the first round of the fight, and once again sent out a warning to the division that he is the best. Either way, there is no denying that Chimaev is an unprecedented phenom of the fight game on the cusp of championship gold. But he needs to keep his head down and keep working instead of being cocky and wild. He needs to get away from negative influences which may lead to his downfall.
We fight each other, make money, but in life, bro, we still but people, normal people, and help somebody doing good things.
And his talents can easily go to waste as the fight business is brutal and forgives no one. Therefore, Khamzat Chimaev's controversial friendship with Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov remains a source of debate. But in an era when sports and politics frequently collide, it's unsurprising that Chimaev has been criticized for his relationship with Kadyrov, who has ruled Chechnya for the past 15 years and has been labeled a brutal dictator for his rules restricting women's lives in the republic. And he is also blamed for the anti-gay movements in the country.
I wanted to ask you about the alleged roundup, abduction, and torture of gay men in the Republic.
Это ерунда. У нас таких людей нету. Нету у нас геев.
Khamzat has also been seen enjoying his life with fellow English fighter Darren Till, who has been seen with him ever since Till lost to Derek Brunson. The two seem inseparable and Khamzat sees him as a breath of fresh air. He has been cornering him in all of his fights ever since they met and trained together outside the octagon. Khamzat's reasons for fighting are far greater than any belt or fame. As tough as he may look, he has an emotional side to him that many may not know. He fights because of his mother, who sacrificed everything to put food on the table. He knows nothing can truly repay that favor.
My mom is important for me. That's why I'm working hard as well. We're always talking in the phone. If she's happy, I'm happy.
But by fighting, he intends to provide the life his mother always deserved. Now that's something that could make him a fan favorite, as long as he continues to show his fans more of his emotional side. But Khamzat knows that in the fight business, where everything is a show, that is unfortunately not what sells.